and welcome, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 7-card draw shadow read for this full moon in Sagittarius, waning to new moon in Gemini, May into June 2021. That's a really long intro. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons. Mal for short, professional itch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo, Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my earth signs, hope you are well. Virgo that I am, just did a true love reading today, did a private client, and now I am back to doing these what do I need reads, specific timelines, did timeless, did a personal read, now doing a timed read. So let's get up in this gig. We are doing a 7-card draw. 1 card from 7 different decks of cards. We've got 2 tarot decks, 2 healing systems, and 3 oracles to get you the clues, tips, and hints you need about what seems to be a very tricky astrological lineup we have coming up. The full moon in Sagittarius on Wednesday, May 26th, 7:14 a.m. Eastern Time. I am in New York. And then we are looking at a waning moon read to the new moon in Gemini, Thursday, June 10th, 6:53 a.m. Now, any of the waning moon reads that I do, full to new, are always about alchemy, letting go, forgiving, transforming, right? All that waning moon stuff. But this one in particular, Mercury goes retrograde, is going retrograde during this time. So my guides were like, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming back because it is in Gemini. Oh my God, it's ruling planet. It's like Hermes going backwards in his own sign. This could be nuts. So that's why the guides are like, they need to do the shadow work on this one because a lot of stuff is going to be coming up and back, either from the outside, from the inside, up, or both. So, okay, got it. So let's get up in this gig. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I will never understand why people thumbs down a reading on YouTube, but it's a general read. It's just not your read, or you don't like the truth that's being shown to you, and that's all you, right? But that is why, I would love for YouTube to make a new community guideline. Standard YouTube reading rules apply. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, particularly with these reads, because you might get different angles from your sun sign, or your moon sign, your rising, or your Venus about the same situation or a total other situation, dealing with a waning moon and a Mercury retrograde. You with me? So let's do this. All I can ask for anybody watching any of my videos, both feet on the floor if you can, obviously not mandatory. Focus on your breath along with me if you will, and I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace, because the healing we're doing individually right now is really affecting all of life. So there's no such thing as a small healing, even on a personal level. All right, all the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box. Let's do this. Breathe. Settling into that lovely, grounded Taurus 2nd house, fixed earth vibe. My collective pantheons of the divine working through the Caroline Mace archetype deck. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. What is the dominant archetype at play? Alchemizing from lead to gold this waning moon, starting at full in Sagittarius, waning all the way down to the new moon in Gemini, May into June 2021. This card keeps coming up. The student archetype, wisdom family archetype. I gotta tell you, they both showed up in the true love readings, Capricorn and Gemini, because I'm doing them in order of element for a change, right? The 3 fire signs and the 3 earth signs. I just did Gemini this morning. Capricorn, the last earth sign I did, had this as well. So getting very familiar with this one. The shadow attribute is the toxic stuff, the lead, the pain, whatever it is, the stuff that you don't want to look at, or if you know about it, you don't want anybody else to know about it, hence the shadow. Arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. Now, either one of those are toxic, both of them at the same time are really tricky. I know what it's like to have that arrogance in pursuit of destructive knowledge, particularly when people get into the dark arts, which I had to study so that I knew what they were, and I have a really strong immune system as a result, but I really try not to go there, right? But an unwillingness to translate knowledge into action is way more common on this platter. You know better, but you don't act on it. Can be, directly connected to the deadly sin of sloth, by the way. The light attribute, what you're shooting for here is humility and devotion to knowledge, right? Openness to lifelong learning. The grace of humility is the first grace I talk about in my book, Words of Grace. It's on Kindle, links in the description box. I believe it's also the last grace I talk about, because that chapter is called the saving grace. Everybody has a saving grace in their life. Mine is the grace of humility. Grant me the grace of humility to know that I do not know, so I don't drive myself crazy with all of these stories and all of this, hyperbole and fiction, because I'm willing to be shown the truth I need. And when the truth that I need is the same as the truth that I want, I find out. But if I don't need to know it from the divine's perspective, not until you're ready, kid. And I wish that was different. I am a Virgo, right? So this could be you. This could be somebody else. Really look at what is it that I know I need to do, that I've gained the knowledge of, but I'm not putting it into practice, hence alchemizing it into wisdom, right? Knowledge plus experience equals wisdom. Let's start clarifying. Healing with the Angels Oracle. Both feet on the floor. Mark, who's the healing angels you need to work with? Breathe. My angels and archangels of Earth in the sign of Taurus. Taurus? My Aerialites, my Urialites, my Aureolite archangels, please, powers of Earth, direction of the North. Who is the perfect healing angel for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign to call in, work with, think about, pray to this waning moon, dealing with the student archetype from lead to gold, this full moon in Sagittarius, waning to new in Gemini, May, June 2021. Answered prayer. How many students pray, right? Please, let me remember this shit for the test, right? But what would the healing angel of answered prayer do? Certainly it could answer a prayer of healing. But the other take I get on this rather often when it pops up in private reads, it's like you've asked for something, right? You prayed. There are many different modalities of prayer, right? There's petitionary prayer, ritual prayer, meditative prayer, quantum prayer, right? Greg Braden, I forget which book it is, but he talks about the Essenes and the different modalities of prayer or something like that. So what you're being healed, right? Call upon, like, I've made the prayer, but now I have to heal in order for that prayer to be answered. Like, you really don't want to let a 4-year-old drive a Mack truck. You know what I mean? They're just not ready for it. But eventually they can, right? But they need to what? Grow and evolve and heal, right? Because you don't want a tyrant behind the wheel of one of those, a tyrannical 4-year-old. So whatever it is that you're praying for, and I would suggest you are, right? In some way, shape, or form, even if you're not maybe calling it prayer, it's a strong asking of the divine for something here. And you are being given the knowledge that you need, but are you really taking action on it? And can you have that humility to say, I know that I don't know? Again, looking at a little child. You can't expect, again, a 4-year-old to understand complex calculus, right? Send it to the Chokey for that, right? Not ready yet, right? So, but that doesn't mean that child won't eventually, like, understand math on a way like no one ever has before, right? So, whatever the prayer is that you've made here, the healing is in place, but say, okay, I know my prayer is being answered. I know it's been heard, but I need to heal to be able to receive it and know it when it hits, right? Let's get you a little element of earth here, the Crystal Oracle, Tony Carmine Salerno. Whether you have the stone that is indicated here, or if it's just what's written in the little bookie book. We're only reading from 2 bookie books today in this read. Let's see what you got. Again, the Aerialites, the Aureolites, and the Urialites, except in particular the Aerialites. Breathe. My beloved Archangel Ariel, powers of the North, elements of Earth, right? The Archangel of Lyons, the Archangel of Nature. Please, one card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the student archetype, and needs to work with the healing angels of the answered prayer. What is their crystal oracle? The stone itself, their own experience with the stone, whether they need it or not, maybe what's written in the book. Give them something to focus on here in the physical form. This full moon in Sagittarius waxing to new in Gemini. Oh, charoite. I call it the coochie coochie stone. You're a certain age, you have no idea what I'm talking about, and I really love that. I love sailing references over people's heads. It's a family trait. Charoite. The key words: acceptance, generosity, clarity, and inner vision, which does make sense. It's an opaque purple and oftentimes black stone. I've worked with it before. It can run a little pricey and semi-precious, but I think it's more rare, certainly more rare than amethyst. So acceptance, generosity, clarity, and inner vision. Charoite is a highly spiritual crystal that helps awaken higher wisdom, right? Wisdom family archetype. So we're on track. You are being asked to accept the current events and bring your focus within. I don't know, maybe with that Angelo healing prayer. All will become clear through meditation. This is a time for reflection and contemplation, a time to allow your inner wisdom to guide you. So I feel like you have the knowledge. It's just feeling that out inside of yourself, how to integrate that, right? Otherwise, it's just thought, right? How do you bring it into earth? How do you incarnate that wisdom? You will realize that there is nothing you need to change and that all is as it should be. Trust, exclamation point, trust. Even though the current flow of events is confusing, there is a divine order to the madness. It is only through love and acceptance that the divine order can be seen. Now, that's very Eckhart Tolle. It's very be here now. It's very accept what is. And I even have a meditation, the Yes meditation, on my YouTube channel, based on the work of Eckhart Tolle. Wait, this last little piece. You will be touched by someone's generosity in the next few days. I'm really getting here that, and this is I've known for a long time, order is, chaos is divine order, right? To us it looks like chaos, but it's all the divine plan. There's nothing to be freaking out here about. So that might be part of the healing, right? The healing of your answered prayer, that there's nothing wrong. It just feels that way. It is chaotic. Now, the first controlling fear is humiliation. Humility, the shield against humiliation, the grace. But the second is the fear of chaos, which is actually fear of divine order because we don't understand it. Can you see how those two go hand in hand here? So acceptance. Okay, we are where we are, but acceptance doesn't mean you have to like it. Right? Acceptance is just saying, all right, this is where we are. It sucks. I hate it. And I accept that too. The words I use for self-acceptance of anything is, it's okay. It's okay to feel this way. This too shall pass, right? Like a rainstorm. And sometimes it's a longer rainstorm. So to really get that insight, that inner vision, clarity is coming, but also there's some generosity coming your way, which may well be part of that answered prayer as well. All right, we got one healing system down with Carolyn Mace. We got 2 oracles. Let's get you some tarot here. Daughters of the Moon, what's going on in your heart, throat, third eye, crown chakra? If you don't do chakras, think of it the world behind your eyes, your emotional power, your willpower, what you will, won't do, choose or not choose, your mental power, and your spiritual power. Breathe. My goddesses of earth in the sign of Taurus. Please, one card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading. What's going on that they need to be aware of inside of themselves? Their own feminine energy, their own yin dynamic, dealing with this student archetype, the healing angel of answered prayer, and charoite, which definitely is talking about third eye and crown stuff there, right? That inner vision, right? That meditation. So what do they need to be aware of inside of themselves this full moon in Sag, waning to new in Gemini? The Tower card, Kali, the Awakener. This card is more often about spiritual awakening. Not just major arcana card, but when it is heart, third eye, crown, something is shocking you. Now the next card that we're going to look at, we'll see what this looks like from the outside, either from the outside looking in at you or some aspect of the external world that may be triggering this. Now, the thing about Kali, the Awakener, right? She's one of the faces of the Dark Mother. Kali Ma! Right? Kali Ma, wait! Where is she? Because if you're going to be an eclectic witch, have a Kali finger puppet. Ah! Right? I have been told by the divine over and over and over again that Kali is the mask that Kuan Yin uses when we don't pay attention, right? It's ruthless compassion, something being shot down, reduced to rubble, brought down to its cracked foundation for a compassionate thing, right? But while we're going through it, it sucks. And the best definition I have, because so many people are afraid of the tarot card of the Tower, I say to them, imagine somebody who doesn't believe in ghosts and thinks all this spiritual stuff is just bullshit. And then one morning before they wake up, there's great-grandmother standing at the foot of their bed going, what are you doing? Right? All of that disbelief gone in a flash, right? So that kind of instant thing, but that can be a spiritual awakening. It is Kali the Awakener, not Kali the Destroyer, but oftentimes we need to be roused from our sleep by a lightning bolt. What's this look like on the outside? Breathe. Oh, you're in now. I felt a lot of people go, oh yeah, breathe. You want to be prepared for this. Remember, this is about shadow work, right? So a truth can come in that can bring up a landmine you didn't even know you had underground. Yeah, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning is really going to help you with this. Please breathe. My gods of Taurus and the element of earth. Please, what does this look like on the outside for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Watching this video, receiving this reading, alchemizing, doing the shadow work for the student archetype within them, dealing with the answered prayer, right? A healing angel help prepare me for the answer to my prayer. Dealing with Sharrowite to help them focus, right? To go within, meditate, clarity, generosity coming to them. But this is the one that's concerning me. Kali, the Awakener, heart, throat, third eye, crown. What's this look like on the outside, please? For them, either from the outside looking in or some aspect of the physical, this full moon in Sag, waning to new in Gem. 9 of Cups. Oh, darling. Oh, darling. A wish fulfillment is coming. A wish fulfillment is coming, and it very well may bring up your fear. Fear of what? Well, there are 4 ego wounds. Abuse, neglect, codependence, or loss. Could be any of those, right? We are looking at a shadow read here, and that's why going in and getting that clarity, really seeing that there's nothing wrong here. There's nothing wrong with being triggered as long as you don't let that trigger run your life. The Grace of Fortitude in my book. Words of Grace, or by all means, read Defy Gravity by, Defy Gravity? Yeah, by Carolyn Mace. That's what inspired the work, as well as her work with St. Teresa of Avila and all that stuff. And so, yeah, this is about perhaps you getting what you want. Oh my God, the answer to a prayer. And the healing that commences once you get it. Look, people think they want to win $1 million a day, except you don't know the leeches that come out of the fucking woodwork when you make a lot of money like that, right? And if your addictions are not dealt with, woo, fast track to desolation. So you can have all sorts of fears about, well, why does it take so long to make our heart's desires come true? Because we have to balance that lead and gold ratio. Lead is an insulator, gold is a conductor. If you are attracting this into you, you can either play this as, oh my God, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow, but I have no idea how to do this. That could be it. I don't know how to handle this. I am overwhelmed by this. My life used to be one way and now it's another because a wish came true. It is also about emotional independence. I will say that. This might be something happening solely within you, having nothing to do with another person, because honestly, I'm not seeing anybody else here, and this would have been a good place for it to show up. Oh, but we're not done. Let's get you your healing mantra from the Ascended Masters here. Please take a nice deep breath. My Ascended Masters General Assembly, please. Please, one card in clarity. What is the perfect healing mantra for this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video? Receiving this reading, dealing with the student archetype, alchemizing it from lead to gold through shadow work, calling upon the healing angel of answered prayer, working with Sharrowite, or even just that energy. You could use an amethyst. The Tower, Kali, the Awakener, a real lightning bolt comes in. And on the outer, that 9 of Cups, which can, I don't know which comes first. Is it the lightning bolt that reveals that they have their Nine of Cups? Or is it the Nine of Cups that really triggers that lightning bolt realization, just changing everything in an instant? Regardless, what's their perfect healing mantra? This full moon in Sag, waning to new in Gem. Expanding inner power. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. You have no idea how many clients I've literally looked through the deck for the client, said, here's the mantra you need, particularly when they are what? Angry, inflamed, upset, struck by lightning, not understanding it. This is what I mean about the grace of fortitude. The deadly sin of the heart chakra is wrath. Now, what are we like when we're possessed by the demon wrath, right? We will burn down the house, the village, total innocent people, right? Just take them out. I get it. I'm Leo rising. I understand it. Mars conjunct, right? So what does it mean to deal with that power? We are taught to repress it. And that's why sometimes when our dreams can come true, even if it's when it's something that we want, how do we express the shock of that, the disturbance of that? Like the word upset. Like you have a glass of water and the table shakes and the water is upset. Eventually it will calm down. But the healing mantra, I am at my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice, expanding your inner power, having been struck by lightning, it's a different take. Let's look. Expanding inner power. This is really good for rageaholics, just going to say, and artists of all kinds. I am my most powerful when my creativity, element of fire, by the way, is given a voice. When inner power expands, you are able to openly communicate your truths, aspirations, and ideas as a way of circulating energy that pours in from the cosmos. So again, with this charoite, hard to say, crown chakra, third eye, right? You're going to let this power come through, but as you express it, watch what happens. It's circulating the energy that pours in as energy gets circulated by the sharing of your ideas. The universe is given permission to pour more inspiration, passion, and joy into your energy field. As your inner power expands, creativity becomes the life force of source energy surging through you to inspire the embodiment of your highest self. And that's what I do when I read. Clients are on here. I do the prayer, I do the meditation, I throw it up in the air, I say, use me. And that power of surrender is what actually allows me to give crystal clear, most of the time, readings, general readings. You do your best. This mantra is ideal for resolving creative blocks, healing traumas, and releasing blocks of stagnation. So it does feel like any blocks you have are just going to be struck by lightning. Boom. And there's some wish fulfillment in this on the outer. I mean, think about it. If you really had $1 million wired into your account every morning, 9 a.m., right? First thing of the business day, that would change everything. And what if it happened every day for the rest of your life, right? That kind of power. But that first day, right? Wow. Expanding inner power. Great mantra. Let's get you your last card down. Now, this is where the party may get turned. The Whispers of Love Oracle has that romance card and that you know each other from past life card, where all of a sudden we're dealing with a romantic thing here. It is, however, consecrated to the voices of your higher self and the higher selves of all involved. Please take a nice deep breath. Higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, please. One card in clarity, a whisper of love, a piece of information, inspiration, and insight that the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus side really needs to do the shadow work involved here, right? Dealing with this student archetype from lead to gold, calling to the angel of answered prayer, working with Charoite or similar, clarity, inner vision, meditation, and generosity, which by the way might be what this 9 of Cups showing up in the outer is about, while they're being struck by lightning, enlightenment or some rapid change inside of them, with their inner power expanding, right? That if they can find a way to give that creative energy a voice, they're going to really, really, really feel their most powerful. So what do you got for them, higher selves of all involved? What is this about? Last card down. This full moon in Sagittarius, waning to new in Gemini. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. I'm going to read you something. Just did this with my client. I can't believe I have it on the table, but I do. A Course in Miracles, the big blue book. I'm just going to read you the introduction. It's a paragraph. Trust me on this. It's going to tell you exactly what this is. Now, you may not understand this right off. It took me a while. I did the Course in Miracles, 365 lessons, a 600-page text, but I'm just going to read you the introduction. This is a Course in Miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. Now stick a pin in that. The reason why I'm reading this is because you got the student archetype. You don't get to choose the curriculum, but you get to choose what class you want to take at any given time. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. All right, this is shadow work. This is a shadow read. The opposite of love is fear. The opposite of light is shadow, right? But what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. If love is all-encompassing, then it can have no opposite, because shadow is not a thing. It is an absence of light. Fear is not a thing. It is an absence of love. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up simply this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace, P-E-A-C, of God. When you know your spirit, right? When you know your soul that's playing a role in a quantum game called humanity on planet Earth, the evolution of planet Earth, your own spiritual path, then you get these moments that the only thing that's real here is love. And maybe that's what's zorching you here, is that realization, oh my God, I have all this knowledge in me, right? That I can be open to this. I don't have to be afraid of my own shadow. I don't have to be scared of my own shadow. It's the part of us that needs the most love, and the love that only we can give to it. Otherwise, it does possess you and take you over. So, of course, that Charoite does make sense. And if you can take this power, even if it is the fear, right? The hatred, the rage, the wrath, whatever it is, and write about it. Or, I just said to my client, pound some clay, pound some dough, whatever it is, give it a creative expression, because that's healthier than burning someone's house down, you know what I mean? Or doing harm to yourself or another. Look, I'm not Wiccan anymore. I was. I'm an eclectic witch, but I still take the Wiccan read. 8 words the Wiccan read, fulfill, and ye harm none, do what ye will. Because of the quantum, right? Because, not because of the karma, because we're all one, right? So the only thing that is real is love here. I think that's going to be a realization, and you might struggle with that if you want to be right. The Course in Miracles also said, would you rather be happy or right? Now you ask a Virgo like me, I'll say both. And sometimes we are. But that Tower card is definitely destroying some kind of illusion or creative block inside of you. See? So let's put this all together. Please take a nice deep breath. My gods, my pantheons, my goddesses. Oh, all y'all, please, may the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need. This full moon in Sagittarius, waning to new moon in Gemini, with Mercury retrograde in Gemini, May into June 2021, that they may get the healing of the answered prayer that they're asking for here, as they ask the healing angel of answered prayer, working with Charoite or something similar, for that inner vision, for that clarity, for that generosity coming into them while they are being struck by lightning. The Tower card within, perhaps an enlightenment, perhaps a new truth, not just what's true, but truth coming in, destroying illusions within them that somehow reveals, either in the coming of this Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, or realizing that, oh my God, my wishes have already been fulfilled, but I did not see it. Hence them shifting their focus to love. The only thing that's real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love while expanding their inner power. And here is the mantra, and here is the means. That they are their most powerful when their creativity is given a voice. Alchemizing, doing the shadow work, from the lead to gold, the arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge and unwillingness to translate translate knowledge into action, turns into humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning, for their well-being and for the well-being of all. For the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So motivate. And so it is, yeah. I'm going to do these with spells as well as blessings. Oh, whatever, who cares? It's all good in the neighborhood. Hey, if you liked it, like it. Want more, subscribe, because I got more coming whether you like it or not. You feel like commenting, please do share. You want to check out my book, Words of Grace, it's in the description box below. We have a lovely Facebook page, the Drawing the Circle Productions Facebook page. We're going to be doing more paid and free live streaming events using my Zoom subscription that I did all that for. And by all means, if you want a private reading, easy enough to book. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Facebook Messenger. Drop me a message. I do check them. And if you want to email me, drawingthecircle@gmail.com, but give me a few days because I can't check the spam filter every single day because there's a lot in there. I do it maybe 2 or 3 times a week. You know, otherwise, this is a really, really great read. If you're willing to learn from your experience, you know, this feels like a real enlightening thing. But remember, we often have to sacrifice our illusions in order to see truth, the lead to gold thing. Yeah. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this full moon in Sag, waning to new in Gemini, May into June 2021. Fuck my chakras with a rake, Mom. Mercury retrograde in Gemini. Hell. Farewell and blessed be.